This is my Work-Based Learning 3. My name is George Howard Jones. I'm currently a trainee site manager at Kier Construction Southern in Heatherwood Hospital at Ascot. So this is my Work-Based Learning 3 website, e-portfolio that I've created here. This is my front page that you can see. So it's also got my name, Work-Based Learning 3. It's got the Kier logo there and a bit of just a welcome. As well as a welcome, it also has a video. I'll just quickly show you a brief part of the video now. This video basically just shows site progress. As you can see, there's been a lot of progress on site since I joined the site just over a year ago. I've been on the site about a year and 1 month now. The next section of the website is about me. So it basically just gives you a bit more of an insight as to who I am. So also I'm a graduate site manager, currently work for Kier Southern. I currently live in Putney, which is southeast London. Really good fun place to live, lots of pubs, good nightclubs before lockdown came. I'm 23 years old and I had a previous degree in business management from Nottingham Trent University. My other interests include rugby. As a kid, I used to play for a team that used to be affiliated with London Wasps. So I learned a really good skill set there. I'm also really interested in farming. As a young boy, I grew up on a farm, so I've always had a keen interest in farming and I really enjoyed it. And one of my other key hobbies is skiing. Try and get out to ski once a year. Obviously this year's been a bit tough with coronavirus, but skiing is a fantastic sport and I look to continue that in the future. Next, we're going to career and my qualifications. So I went to Waddesdon School, which is a secondary school near me at home, near Bicester, near Aylesbury. So from that school I got 11 GCSEs, all A to C, which included English and Maths. I also got 3 A levels, A to C grade, which were double business and geography. I then went to Nottingham Trent University, obtained a 2-1 in business management, which is fantastic after 4 years. And my other qualifications include first aid and RIA powerboats level 1 and 2, which is slightly different. The next element of my e-portfolio is my current site. So as you can see here, current site, and you've got Heatherwood Hospital. So it's a 112-week program here. Kier are the main contractor. You then have 170 operatives on site. This dropped at one point with coronavirus, especially since it's the lower numbers and try and maintain social distancing. Now we've all got that back in place. Numbers are about roughly up to about 170 people. It has 6 operating theatres, 48 inpatient beds and 22 day case cubicles. Heatherwood Hospital is set about approximately a 5-minute walk from the famous Ascot racecourse. So we've had a few good events out there, really good laugh. And here, when you go onto the website, you'll be able to see there is an article all about the project and what it's going to bring to the local area. Here's some progress photos. So you've got external works here on the left. You've got the southeast facade here looking lovely in the centre. And then you've got an outline of the building and the sunset there on the far right. The next area I'm going to look into is CIOB competencies. The first one I looked at was health and safety. So as a graduate site manager, one of my main responsibilities is to ensure that health and safety standards are up to the level required. With COVID-19 cases increasing throughout the UK, it has made the task a lot harder. Below here are a collection of the tasks that I have to do on a daily basis to maintain health and safety on site is kept up to a high standard. So on the far left here, you can see site access. You can then see an example of a site induction form. This one's not filled in, but what it actually looks like. Traffic management, here are some barriers, just to try and manage the traffic more effectively around site and make sure no one crashes. Disciplinaries, we try to do this not too often. Handing out yellow and red cards is not good fun, but here's just an example of some of the disciplinary that we may take with contractors when they're not behaving correctly or safely. To the left, you've got a RAMS review. Before RAMS can be approved and putting people to work, we have to review the RAMS and make sure they're fit for purpose. Here in the centre, you've got a weekly monitoring form. Every week I go around with my senior site manager, Mick, and we tick off weekly monitoring and all the tasks. And over here, you've got a training toolbox talk. So if anything needs to be spoken about, such as 5-point PPE, as an example, we'll fill this in, give the guys a quick chat, make sure they're aware of wearing 5-point PPE at all times on the site, and then get them to sign it just as a bit of confirmation. Other tasks include noise monitoring to make sure it's not too noisy for the locals. Being there for HSE inspections, if they were to arrive on site, making sure we're professional, the site's in good order, and assist them with their investigation. Here's the first aid point here on site with a defibrillator, so if anyone does get into any difficulty or need, we have that all available. And on the far right here, we've got some segregation, a walkway, some Harris fence, and then obviously the site to the right. Obviously quite relevant at the moment, COVID-19 has obviously kicked quite a few feathers for myself trying to look after site safety. Some of the things here include, here on the left, we've got COVID-19 signage, stay clear, stay safe, keep 2 meters apart. A one-way system is now implemented on site. Waiting points on stairs so no one crosses are now on site, and obviously hand sanitizers, as you see in your local supermarket as well. Another competency is communication. So being able to communicate effectively on construction site is essential for the success of the job. Obviously with different trades, the client, supplier, you do communicate differently. Here at Heatherwood, we have site signage. So for example, we have one that says no trespassing, one in construction site, keep out. Basically, it just informs potential trespassers or passers-by that there is a construction site here and the activities are dangerous. There's also a communication notice board, which identifies what the health and safety procedures are on site here at Heatherwood. Going down, we'll be looking at communication with supervisors. So on a daily basis, myself and my peers hold a 3 o'clock daily task briefing. So that goes over the next day's works coming up. So just to make sure all the logistics are in place and no one is working in the same area, especially with COVID-19, making sure no one's too close and making sure all access and egress routes are clear and safe. Communicating with the peers and client is slightly different. With the client especially, it's more formal. You tend to speak to them in a different tone, and it tends to be about upcoming works and also site tours, just showing them the progress on site and making sure that they're happy. Communication with the supply chain tends to be about quality control, stock control, ordering materials and delivery time frame. Quite often, delivery time frame is key. For example, here we've got an example of the concrete that I'll get ordered into site. I need to know when the concrete lorries are coming in to ensure that the area is ready and all the subcontractors are ready for the concrete to come as well. Finally, another competency is managing quality. Managing quality is key really, because at the end of the day, you've got to hand over a finished product. So it's key to essential that both the planning and production are monitored and managed correctly. If they aren't managed correctly, it can quite often result in a poor quality product being produced. Here on the left, you'll see an example of fire stopping. So I go around most days, take photos of fire stopping and upload it onto a shared drive before they can put the architraves over the doorway. Site boundary fencing. Before the guys can have it all signed off, they take photos and then do a sign-off sheet just to ensure that the fencing is up to spec. Here you've got housekeeping. Obviously, when you attend a site for the first time, if you see poor housekeeping, you may get the wrong impression of the site. So it's been essential to make sure that the entrance to the site is kept clear, because then it gives a good impression for subcontractors and makes the site look professional and clean. Here's my package Littlewoods, who do kind of fencing and vehicle balustrades. Here's an example of their sign-off sheet. So when I'm signing off their quality of works, I'll go through that, making sure it's all to spec, it's all in good order. If it's not, I'll make a comment and I won't get the area signed off. But if the quality is up to the standard that I'm expecting, I will sign it off for them, and the area will be handed over. Here at Kier, we also Kier quality area sign-offs as part of Quality Week, which is actually going on this week, funnily enough. So basically it's all to do with hazard spotting in your work area. If you're happy with your work area, you'll note it down here, but if there are any hazards spotted, you'll note them down, and then you'll also note down any actions taken to minimise those hazards. That just ensures that the work area is safe, and it also ensures that the quality of work will be higher, since they'll have potentially more room to work in, and they won't be worrying about potential hazards. Going next to training. So I'm a fire marshal, first aider, Cat and Jenny, triple SDS, and I've also got temporary works. In my eyes, those are 5 really important training courses I've been on there, and I will look to obviously renew them when the time comes. Finally, career and progression. It's always good to think about progression. You don't want to get too comfy in your comfort bubble. My future plans obviously depend on where I go from here. So at the moment, I'm a graduate site manager. In time, this role will take me to being a site manager, which you can see here, which will be really good. Obviously, I'll learn some more key expertise here. I'll get more responsibilities. After a site manager, I'd love to be able to go to a project manager to look after my own job. I feel like I get a really good level of satisfaction from this. And then finally, after that, kind of the pinnacle potentially would being a contracts manager. That'd be absolutely fantastic, looking after several jobs, and potentially be really rewarding as well in the future, whether that would be with Kier or another firm. But I really do look forward to trying to meet obviously all these milestones along the way. Any questions, please just drop me an email, but I hope you enjoyed that.